Welcome to Karma's Harvest. What if the luxury you built on lies became the only thing keeping you alive, while the world you cheated gathered outside to watch you wither away? Sterling. Blackwood was a man who thought he could own the earth, but now he was a prisoner of the very water he had poisoned. He lay in the center of his emerald empire, a king of nothing, as the iridescent plates on his chest rose and fell with a wet, raspy sound. Have you ever considered that the things we hide beneath the surface always find a way to breathe? For Sterling, the surface was now a boundary he could never cross again. The silence of the master suite was broken not by the praise of investors, but by the heavy boots of federal agents and environmental scientists. The news of the Emerald Springs disaster had traveled faster than any of Sterling's marketing campaigns. Outside the glass walls of his sanctuary, the mother he had dismissed weeks ago stood among a crowd of protesters. She wasn't holding a sign, she was holding a jar of the toxic water that had scarred her son, a silent witness to the truth. Inside, Sterling watched them through the steam, his eyes now filmed over with a thick reptilian membrane. He tried to speak, but his vocal cords had thickened, producing only a gurgling, metallic hiss. He was a man who had spent his life using words to manipulate, and now he was silenced by his own biology. The lead investigator, a man who had spent years tracking industrial polluters, walked to the edge of the pool. He didn't see a billionaire, he saw a biohazard. "The court has ordered the immediate drainage of this facility," he announced, his voice echoing off the marble walls. "This water is a level 4 contaminant. We are shutting down the pumps." Terror, cold and sharp, pierced through Sterling's calcified heart. If the water vanished, his skin would crack like dry earth under a desert sun. He would suffocate in the very air he used to breathe so arrogantly. He lunged toward the investigator, his scaled hand splashing against the tiles, a desperate plea for mercy in his mutated gaze. The irony was a suffocating weight. To survive, Sterling needed the very thing that was killing him. He needed the poison. As the pumps began to hum, drawing the shimmering green liquid away, the pain returned with a vengeance. He felt the air hitting his scales, causing them to curl and tear at the soft tissue beneath. In a moment of ultimate humiliation, Sterling reached out to the one person he had shown zero mercy, the mother of the injured boy. Through the glass, their eyes met. He was begging for his life, silently asking her to stop the men from taking his water. She looked at him not with hatred, but with a profound, quiet pity. She didn't stop the pumps. She simply turned her son's face away so he wouldn't have to see what a human looks like. When they finally become the monster they hidden inside. Sterling didn't die that day. Karma is rarely that quick. Instead, he was transported in a specialized, pressurized tank to a high-security research facility. His wealth was seized to pay for the medical bills of thousands of victims, leaving him with nothing but the water in his tank. Today, Sterling Blackwood exists as a living exhibit, a cautionary tale for the ages. He spends his days floating in a glass cage, watched by scientists and students. A man who wanted to be a god but ended up as a specimen. He is a prisoner of the Emerald Springs forever, a creature that can never again walk among the people he once looked down upon. The story of the Scaled King reminds us that the environment isn't something we just live in. It's something that lives in us. When we poison the world, we eventually poison our own future. What would you have done if you held the switch to the pumps that kept Sterling alive? Would you have shown the mercy he refused to give? Let these questions guide your own harvest today. If you believe that true justice always finds its way, join our community. Subscribe and turn on your notifications because the next seeds are already being planted and the harvest never sleeps. Thank you for watching Karma's Harvest. Until next time, remember the water always remembers what you tried to hide.